Good evening, teachers, principals, and academic managers. Welcome to day 3 of our training. Today, we will be learning how to ask questions in English and how to check students' understanding. Asking good questions helps students learn and speak English. I know that most of you will be already familiar with the things that I'm going to talk about today. But for the sake of the other teachers, I will be presenting some of the things again. So the topic will be asking questions and checking understanding. Today, by the end of the session, I hope you all will be able to do these things. You will be able to ask simple questions in English, um, and then check students' understanding by using yes/no questions and WH questions. And I hope you will be able to encourage your students to speak well in the classroom, not just only the teachers, but also the students. And these are very important skills for teachers, making questions and asking them and checking their understandings. But before we dive into the lessons, I'd like to do some one up. So I wrote I wrote 3 sentences here. Please tell me, are they greetings, comments, or questions? So the first one, good morning, class. Is that a greeting, comment, or question? Good morning,
Greeting.
class.
Greeting.
Greeting.
Printing.
That's right. Okay. Thank you for your answer. You're right. It's greeting. What about please sit down?
It's a comment.
Command.
It's a
History.
command, right? It's a command. And another
Yeah.
one is open your book.
Command.
It's
Comment.
also a
Question.
comment.
It's also a command. Correct. So we are reviewing day 1 and day 2 yesterday and Monday. All right. So the lessons are very simple. So on day 6, it will be the practice time, and I will ask the teacher to do some micro teaching. One teacher from each school. I will be talking about it at the end of today. And so day 6, when you look at the training schedule, and you will see that that is the practice session. And another reason to do that activity is to learn from each other, because every teacher has their own strengths. And so we can learn from each other as well. That is the main goal. And on Saturday, we will learn from each other. And I've also been learning a lot from fellow teachers. So far the lessons are very simple, and today is also not difficult. And why do teachers ask questions? One or two teachers, please, can you answer this question? Why do teachers ask questions? In other words, why do you ask questions in the classroom?
When we want to know about our lesson, they are understanding.
To know whether they understand the lessons or our teaching, right?
Yes.
Okay. One more teacher, please.
Get to get the student attention.
To get what? To get students' attention?
Yeah, to get the student attention.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you for your answer. They're really helpful, and you are correct. So we ask questions to check understanding, just like teacher Wuji said. She's from Zhaobudong, if I'm not wrong. So to check student understanding, we ask questions. If we don't ask questions, it's like the classroom is lifeless, and the students don't know what they need to do, and they will be quiet in same amount of time if we don't use questions in the classroom. So to check students' understanding, we ask the questions. Another reason is just like Sia Nguyen said, to get students' attention. And we also ask the question to encourage thinking, especially when we do group work. And we need to ask the questions. By that way, they will understand better. They can also ask questions to their teachers. But most of the time, we are leading our class. We are acting as a facilitator in the classroom. So most of the time, we are the controller and we ask the question to our students to encourage thinking, critical thinking, and the way they do activities in the classroom. And one more reason that is to help students speak English. Because now we are focusing on using English in the classroom. So for that reason, we speak in English and we also want our students to speak in English. So we add questions to help students speak English. Another thing is questions help learning in many ways. If we don't ask questions, students are quiet. You can think about math classroom, or you can also think about art class. They need to draw, they need to do math. So most of the time, students are quiet if the teachers doesn't ask the questions. So questions are powerful tools to making our students motivated and engaged in the classroom. So these are some of the reasons that I listed. There are also other reasons as well. We use questions to make them understand better. Instead of checking the understanding, we also make them understand better. So other reason as well. Here's some of the examples that we use in the classroom. So these questions, most of the time, for me, is I use these questions nearly in every class. But some teacher, maybe they don't use these questions. It's up to their subject and the things that they're doing in the classroom. So these are teacher questions, not test questions. You can use them every day in your classroom if you like. Like, are you ready? Do you understand? Is it clear? Or can you see the board? Especially when you have to control a large class. Who knows the answer? So these are some of the questions that we can use in our classroom every day. So before I move on to the next slide, I will ask two teachers. Two volunteer teachers, can you tell me like the question that you use every day? Can you give us one example that is not listed here on this slide? What question do you usually use in the classroom?
Are you still with me?
Sorry, Sia Nanai, can you say that again?
Are you still with me?
Oh, okay. Are you still with me? Okay. It's a good one, yeah.
Finish?
Sorry, teacher, in name you?
I asked the finish.
Are you okay? Okay, good. So, okay, so you give it two example questions. They're interesting. You stay with me. And another one is this one. Finished?
Finish?
Okay. Interesting, okay. Yeah, especially when we let them do some exercises or let them do some workbook lessons or activities, you can ask them finished. You can also apply to project work. Okay. And then any questions? Oh, okay. Teacher doesn't said any questions.
Do you
Okay.
do you feel interested?
Do you feel
Feel interested?
okay?
What did I see you?
Sorry, what did I?
What did I see you?
What did I
See you.
say to you? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, especially when you're teaching a big class. Does anyone have any questions? Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Okay. So those questions are very interesting. Thank you for your questions. Now let me move on to another slide. So here, yes, no questions. Yes, no questions are easy questions because students, they just have to say yes or no. Very simple. And they don't need to make a lot of effort because the information is in the questions already. They don't need to make up their own ideas. So examples, are you ready? They just need to say yes or no from the part of the students. And do you understand? Yes or no again. Easy questions for young learners, especially when we teach children. So these questions are very helpful because they are just trying to learn something. Most of the time, they don't know much about English, especially when you're teaching KG children or primary school children. Yes, no questions are very powerful. They will learn a lot by answering these questions. Even they don't understand, they will look around and then they will learn better. So these are very simple. It really works well with young learners. So it will start with the verb to be or auxiliary verbs like do, does, or have, can, or the other things as well. So very simple, yes, no questions. And WH questions ask for information. So students can't respond yes or no. The WH questions ask for information like what, who, where, when, and why, including how or how many. Example, what is this? And who knows the answer or who knows? Where is your book? So these questions are useful and we use them every day in our classroom. What's this? And who knows? Where is your book? Etc. So again, I would like to ask a couple of teachers, can you give us like 10 examples, one or two questions, let's say WH questions that you use in your classroom? If you're teaching math, so what question do you use?
Where did we stop last time?
See, Hanzo A, can you say that again? It's not very clear.
Where did we stop last time?
Okay, where did we stop
Stop.
last time? Thank you. And someone wrote, teacher doesn't wrote a question. Who can answer this? Okay. Thank you.
Where are we on?
Where are we on? Okay. Oh, okay. We can also say what page are we on? All right. Okay. Thank you. So anyone else?
Who has finished?
Who has finished? Okay. Thank you. Who has finished? Who has finished? Very helpful.
See in the book.
Teacher Susu, yeah, what did you say?
Which word can you see in the book?
Please what? Please?
Which word can you see in the book?
Can you see in the book? I'm not very, very clear about it. Please? Can you speak a little louder?
Book. Chat box. I will write down.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Your voice is a little soft. So I didn't hear really well, but it's okay.
Yes.
You can write it in the chat box as well.
Yeah, why are you late?
Why are you late? Okay.
Why are you late?
Why are you late? Where did we stop yesterday? Oh, okay. Okay. Why are you late?
This?
Why are you late? Which words can you see in the book? Oh, okay. A lot of questions. Some of the questions I don't usually use in my classroom, but they are very interesting. Where can we use this in real life? Oh, okay. Teacher Ngua said, where can we use this in real life? Why is this? Teacher Dezin, okay. Asking the reason, what time did you get home? Oh, thank you for your questions. And one more. Teacher Chosen Dad says, what did we learn today? Oh, at the end of the lesson, right? What did we learn today? Okay. Stay one more. Who is the next? Who is next? Why do
What is
you
the
don't
answer?
study? What is the answer? Okay. Why don't you study, right? Teacher Popoche. Why don't you study? Why didn't you study? Okay. Thank you. And what do you do? Okay. What do you do? If someone asks you, what do you do? What is your answer? What do you do? Please, one teacher. If someone asks you, what do you do? What is your answer?
So we answer about our job
It would be
and who am I?
what do you do? So you would be talking about your job, right? The answer would be your job, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you do is very similar. Most about 90% of the time, it's very similar to what's your job. That's correct. Yeah. What's your job? So if we want to check what someone did, we would say, what did you do? Instead of using what do you do? Because what do you do mean what's your job? In everyday English, so they would say, what do you do? Instead of saying what's your job. But it has those two questions are the same. What's your job and what do you do? But anyway, thank you for writing that question. What do you do means what's your job? If we're gonna check what they did yesterday or the other day or this morning or something like that. So we will say, what did you do, right?
What are you doing now?
What are you doing now? Yeah, that's right. What are you doing now? That's also very helpful, yeah, in the classroom. Because sometimes students are not doing what they are supposed to do. They will be drawing, they will be talking to their friends instead of listening to the teachers or doing the lessons that they have to do. So at the time we can ask that question, what are you doing? Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so another thing is, as a reminder, how we speak is very important in the classroom. Polite questions make students feel safe. Polite English means a friendly classroom. So we can ask the question like this. Can you answer, please? Or who would like to try? So it's a polite request. Who would like to try? We can also say, who wanna try? Who wanna try? And then, can you help me? And polite questions make students confident, and so they feel like they have to do something if the teacher make a request in the classroom. So we should use polite language. It's just a reminder. Okay, so let's move on another topic that is checking understanding. So we need to check students' understanding because our main goal is to make our students understand the lesson. So these are some of the questions. Do you understand? And then show me. And another thing is, can you repeat? What is the answer? Some teacher ask only understand, That is not enough in some cases because it's a little confusing. But if we use like, do you understand? So it's very clear. So these questions show real understanding and show me, and then prove me. Or can you tell me in another way, or can you tell me in your own words what is the main message of the story or the reading or the text? So we can also ask those questions. So by the way, again, one or two teachers, can you please tell me your questions when you want to check your students' understanding? What do you ask, or what is your question when you want to check the understanding?
Why do you choose this answer?
Oh, okay. So I will be like, why did you choose, right? This answer. Okay.
Yes. Why did you choose?
Okay.
Yes.
Why did you choose that
Why
answer?
do you
Okay.
think so?
Why?
Do you think so?
Why do you think so? Okay. Why do you think so? That's great. Yeah. Instead of like giving the answer directly, you ask Dan about the reason. That's great. Yeah. That's a good approach. Interesting. Those are very good
5
questions.
seconds. What?
Sorry?
Try this again. Can you see?
Try this again. Try this again. Okay.
Do you think this is correct?
Okay. One more. Do you think this is
correct?
Oh, this is correct. Okay. So I have two more questions here. Is that clear? Okay.
What should we do?
Is X in there? What's your what?
What should we do?
Oh, what should we do? Okay.
We do. What should we do? What should we do?
Okay.
So how do you know?
How do you know? Who wants to answer? Okay. How do you know?
Can anyone give another example?
Can anyone give another example?
Another example.
Oh, okay. And what did you learn today? Oh, it's also checking understanding. That's right. Yeah. What did you learn today? Thank you. Thank you all. Yeah. You know, your questions are very interesting and they are very powerful because you are checking the understanding and you are asking them their reasons. Oh, example, why did you choose this answer? And why do you think so? Try this again. Do you think this is correct? So these 4 questions are very interesting. I like them because we don't give the answer directly and we don't correct the students in a very straightforward way. And we try to listen their reasoning and then their reasons. Very good, yeah. So that means you are very patient and you are also curious about their answers. That's great. And what should we do? How do you know? It's very similar to the first 4 questions. And can anyone give another example? Very good, yeah. Thank you for your questions. I also learned something out of your questions. So we can use these questions to check their understandings by asking them their reasons and then another example that they can give. They can come up with their own ideas as well. Okay. So sometimes we shouldn't ask only like the short form like understand or finished, especially when we are teaching young children, kindergarten children or grade 1, 2, or 3, because they are a little confused. So look at the left side. These sound too short or strong. Look at the right side here. So they are polite and clear. Sometimes, especially as I told you earlier, when we teach young children, we shouldn't use these forms or the short forms. We better use the right side. Instead of asking like understand, we can say, do you understand? We can also speak a little slower and clearer. Do you understand? And instead of saying like answer, it's a little confusing. Answer, you mean what? So if we use the full form, that is better. Who can answer? This one is better. This is okay, not very good, but this one is better. Who can answer? Speak. It's just okay. But if we use the longer form or polite form, it's better. Can you answer, please? So small changes sound better when we speak, especially when we are dealing with younger children or younger learners. Okay. So now I'd like to give you like some time to practice with a partner. Again, like yesterday, it would be like 2 teachers in a group in the breakout room session instead of putting like 3 or 4 teachers. So please join their meeting, their breakout room session, and then talk to your partner. It will be a teacher, or it can also be a principal or the academic manager. If you want to learn something more, example, if your partner is the principal or an English teacher or the academic manager, you can also ask them some suggestions, and you can also learn. You can also ask them some advice from them. I think they will be very happy to answer your questions. Okay, the main goal for you is to ask 3 questions. It will be about checking understanding, or a yes/no question, or a WH question. It should be at least 3 questions. One teacher will act as a teacher, and another teacher will be acting out as a student. So answer like a student, then change roles. So I will be giving you about 5 minutes, like yesterday. Please enjoy the moment. Let me start sharing my screen a little bit. These are very important sentences. Try to remember and use them. Okay, this is just like the rapid thing. Try to use them every day. Like, are you ready? And then, do you understand? Or what is this? And who knows? Who knows the answer, or who can answer this? Right. So this is just like the summary of today's lesson for the classroom language, checking understanding, and then asking the questions. Yesterday, I talked about English language, and that is the word stress. Word stress, it can take some time because it's a little different from our own language. In English, if you know this one, that's enough for now. That's just totally fine. If a word has more than one syllable or one sound, it has stress. Example, they would say apple. Instead of saying apple, they would say apple. So laptop, instead of saying laptop, they would say laptop. So this one is happy, computer. Now I will be talking about sentence stress. Let me plug my mic. Okay, no problem. So I will be talking about sentence stress. It's a little tricky because sometimes they don't follow the rule. So native speakers of English don't follow the rules. So it's a little tricky, but let me point it out a little bit. I will try to make it a little simpler for all of you can understand really well. So sentence, it has more than one word. We are combining a phrase and then it has complete meaning. Example, I am. So in this sentence, there's also the sentence stress as well. So generally speaking, we have two versions of English. We have American English and then British English, right? They don't speak in the same way. So by listening to the way they say, you can easily notice like it is British or it is American. So American English and we have British English. Say British English. Even though they don't have the same accents or the same way when they speak English, but generally speaking, in a sentence, if a word carries the meaning, there is stress. Example, when you look at this sentence, I am a student. The main word or the most important word in this sentence is this one. Let me draw a line. Let me draw a line here. So let's say this one. This is the most important word in this sentence. So they use the stress here. Most of the time, they also follow their word stress. So in this word, let's say student, it has two syllables, just like we talked about it yesterday a little bit. Most of the time, they use the first syllable stress. So they say like this. There's a stress, and then it would be like this, student. So when they speak, they don't say I am, they would say I'm a student. I'm a student. Instead of saying student, they would say student. I'm a student. And so, one teacher, can you tell me one sentence? I will write it down. It can be any sentence that you can think of.
Are you nervous?
I know.
Okay. Are you nervous? Okay. Thank you. So let me write another question. That is this one. Teacher Ina's question. What are you doing? So she made that questions earlier. So the first one is a yes/no question. Yes/no question, and this is a WH question. The second one is a WH question. Today we talked about asking questions, right? So I will be talking about these two questions. So this is a yes/no question. So they use rising intonation at the end. So in this sentence, the most important word is this one, an adjective, nervous. So the stress is here in the first syllable. There is stress, nervous. But in a yes/no question, just like teacher chosen that as a question, so it would be like this: Are you nervous? It has rising intonation. It's like a formula in American English. So American people, when they ask a yes/no question, at the end, it's always rises. It has rising intonation in the end. If it is in American English, okay, American people, when they ask a yes/no question, they use rising intonation. So it would be like this, like teacher chosen that asked this question a moment ago. So she said, "Are you nervous?" For British people, they use so about like 60% of the time they use word stress. They also ask the question in this way, in an American way, because American influences everyone around the world. British people, they ask this question in two ways. So usually they ask the question, "Are you nervous? Are you nervous?" So you see here, the first syllable stress, "Are you nervous?" They also ask in an American way. They also say, "Are you nervous? Are you nervous?" They have a heavy tone when they speak. They also use their mouth. They also have the round lips when they speak. That is for British people. But generally speaking, British people, they use word stress. That is their main, let's say, the main way that they communicate with other people. Let me write another example sentence for a yes/no question. For American people, it's very simple. If it is yes/no question, they were using the rising intonation at the end. So for American people, for this one, they would say, "Are you a student? Are you a student?" So that's an American way. So they also like to be very relaxed when they speak. Like Burmese people, when we speak, we are very relaxed. We're not very emotional. We don't use over stress when we speak. American people are also in that way. So I see in that way. So they say, "Are you a student? Are you a student? Are you a student?" But for British people, they also say, "Are you a student?" But usually, normally they would say, "Are you a student? Are you a student?" They say, "Are you a student?" So they use here word stress. This is the first syllable stress. Here, as you see, I'm a student. Here's, "Are you a student?" So that's the way rich people they might say, or they might ask that question. They also say, "Are you a student?" Rich people they use in both ways. Sometimes they speak like an American way, the way they use intonation. Okay, but in everyday life, American English tend to be more popular, and it tend to be used everywhere around the world. And for a WH question, usually at the end there is a falling intonation for both American and British people. So they would say, so in this question, the most important word is this one. So the other words, they don't use stress. It would be like, "What are you doing?" Sometimes they also say yeah. Not sometimes. Usually they would say yeah. "What are you doing? What are you doing?" So here the sound is like this. The stress is the first syllable stress. Doing. So you like doing. What are you doing? Okay. So when you ask questions, if you want to speak like an American, if it is a yes/no question, it would be like rising intonation all the time. Example, I will write down another questions for a yes/no question. It's like this. You. So it would be, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Okay. But when we say like when we give the answer, it would be like, "Okay, I'm okay." But here's like rising. It never goes down. I don't say okay. If I say okay, I'm answering the question. I'm just saying like I'm fine. I have no problem. I'm okay. But if it is a question making a question, so they would say, "Are you okay?" K. So like K, "Are you okay?" So it has rising intonation because it's a yes/no question. It's a question and checking if someone is all right. "Are you okay?" We can also say okay. Okay, is that really okay? Oh, okay. Okay, so this is an American way. It's they always follow this rule. They will speak in that way, especially when you are teaching interchange series. You can notice that one. And if it's a yes/no question, so they always speak with rising intonation. If it's a WH question, it has falling intonation. So what are you doing? Let me write two more WH questions here. Let's say, um, So it has falling intonation. So even though we use stress, at the end, it has falling intonation. So example like, where are you from? So where are you from? From. We don't say from, we would say from. Where are you from? And why did you say that? We don't say that, we would say that. Why did you say that? So it has falling intonation because it's a WH question. It is an informational question, right? So we have here yes no questions. They usually use right intonation in American English. British people sometimes they use right intonation when they ask yes no questions, but usually they follow word stress. They would say, "Are you a student? Are you a student?" But they also use right intonation. Are you a student? Are you a student? And British people, they have an heavy accent. So American people, they're very relaxed. They would say, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" British people, they tend to say like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Where are you from? Where are you from? Why did you say that?" And so that is the way British people would say. So you can distinguish them. Sometimes you may feel like British people speak in a very clear way. You may feel in that way. With American people, they're very relaxed, so they can speak. You may feel like they speak a little fast. But okay, so the sentence stress, in short, if a word carries the meaning, there is stress. Let me write some more examples here. Let's say I want to go. So here we will use the stress in this word because go is the most important word in the sentence. So we won't use stress in the other words in a sentence. So I would just say, I want to go. I want to go. You will hear this one, go. If I say, I don't. So again, here, if it is a negative, usually negative, so negative phrases or negative words, we need to use stress because that word is important in a sentence. So in this sentence, I don't want to go. So you will hear don't and go because those two words are important. I don't want to go. So you hear don't and go. I don't want to go. But the other words, you won't hear clearly because they don't use stress. I don't want to go. Okay, let me write one more example sentence. I don't So in this sentence, these words are important. Don't go school because school is an important word. It carries the meaning. Where? I don't want to go where? To school, right? So again, in this sentence, these three words are important. Don't go school. So we use stress. I don't want to go to school. If we want to make an emphasis, we can use stress. But normally, we don't use stress on pronouns or prepositions like T or to. Instead of saying to, it will becomes ta or da. So in this case, you can say ta. I don't wanna go to school or go there. You can also say da, da song. I don't wanna go to school. Go there, go there. I don't wanna go to school. It can change. The sound can be changed. So I think like you can understand what I'm saying. So yesterday I talked about word stress. If a word has more than one sound or one syllable, there is stress. It can be more than it can be like three syllable words or 5 syllable words. At least there is stress in that word. Today is about sentence stress. Let me mute it. Okay. So today is about sentence stress. When we talk about sentence stress, if a word carries the meaning in a sentence, we need to use stress. It can be 1 syllable word stress or 2 syllable word stress. When we talked about word stress, if there's only one sound like SCHOL, school, or GO, go, there's no stress. We will just say go. We don't say go when we read the word. But in a sentence, it carries the meaning. If it carries the meaning, we need to use stress. All right. And when we think about questions, there are 2 kinds of questions. The first one is a WH question. We use rising intonation. The second one is a WH question. We use falling intonation at the end. Okay. So I think like in some way I help you understand a little bit better about sentence stress. That's what I hope. If you have any questions, please ask me, or if you don't understand, please let me know.
Sir,
Yes.
yeah. I have a little confused. What's stress and sentence stress?
Okay.
I have one question. Yesterday, the teacher also says, adjectives and noun. We have 2 syllables, adjectives and nouns. So we need to first syllable. We need to first syllable. Yes.
Yes.
But are you a student? Student, so at the end of, are you a student? Student, so at the end of the sentence, we need to stress. I have a little confused. One word, for example, one word, students, only one students. We need to first syllable. Student is we need to first syllable. But are you a student? This is the question international. For example, this is the question. Are you a student? So we need to student. We need to second syllable stress. Yes.
Yeah, if it's a yes no question.
Student.
Yeah.
For another example, for example, happy. Happy. Only one happy is adjectives. We need to first syllable happy. But are you happy? So happy. We need to
use the second syllable stress and then rising intonation.
They can say in the
structure theory. Yeah.
And
structure theory. And the structure, not theory.
Yeah.
It depends on feelings.
Yeah.
It depends on feeling. You need to explain your partner.
Yes, thank you. I'm a little
to know your feelings.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
CI Upue, thank you for your comments. It's totally true. Yeah. So that's why I told you like before I talked about sentence stress, it's a little tricky. But what I'm saying here is that it's like a general rule. It can also be changed depending on the person and emotions and their feelings. That's right. Yeah. So maybe the way I wrote the sentences wasn't very clear. Let me write it again as with one example each. So teacher A Nguyen, let me give about 2 minutes. So let's say statement.
Yes, sir.
Statement. We use word stress. So let's say we follow word stress. If you know word stress, that is very, very helpful when you make statements. Example, I'm a student. So we use the first syllable stress. Student. Let's say another one is teacher. I'm a teacher. I'm not a teacher. I'm a student. Right. So in the statement, it can be a positive statement. It can also be a negative statement. We follow word stress. And another thing is about questions. We have two different kinds of questions. The first one is a yes/no question. Let's say I will use the same sentence. It can be like this. No problem. It's also true. You can also use the word stress. Example, are you a student? It's a question. No problem. So people also ask the question in that way, a yes/no question, especially British English. For American people, they say, are you a student? And it never goes down. Both are possible. And like Xiaji Ubue says, it depends on people's emotions and feelings. It can be changeable. That's why I told you it's a little tricky and it's a little complicated. But what I'm presenting here is to just give you like just introduction. If you know something about this, that's totally fine. Another thing is in a sentence, if a word carries the meaning, if a word is important, we use stress. In the WH questions, this is a yes/no question. Another one is a WH question. Let's say, who is a student? This is a WH question. So we use the word stress again. But sometimes it's also possible using the second syllable stress. Who is a student? It's also possible. Because when we speak, we don't follow the rules any longer. Because we're not talking about written language. We are dealing with spoken language. But generally speaking, most people, they will use the first syllable stress in the WH question. Only in yes/no questions, there are two possible ways. And if you think about sentence stress, if a word carries the meaning, we use stress. I think if you know that one, that's enough. And if you have any extra comments, you are welcome to do so. We can understand better because people, they can understand something differently, right? Sometimes my explanation might not work for some teachers or some students. It's totally natural, yeah. If you have some extra comments and if you want to share something about sentence stress, you're welcome to do so. I would be very happy if you do that, like Xiaji Ubue, because it's helpful. Teacher Inoue, what about now? Is that a little better or still confusing?
Yes, sir. I get to the point. I understand. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, any other comments or any other questions?
Yes, sir. I'd like to spend like 20 to 30 seconds, sir, about this.
Sure, go ahead.
What confusing here is, I think, in my opinion, the stress syllabus and the intonation. I think the intonation is like the tone in the music sense, like the tone and the stress. It's sometimes confusing. I think, yeah. Are you a student? Are you a student? We don't normally change the stress syllabus. It stays the same. I think the stressing is still the same, but the tone change. Are you a student? yeah, in this question, are you a student? We are not stressing dent, but we are raising the tone of the dent. So it's it makes confusing the tone and the stressing. Yeah, this is just my opinion. So I may be wrong.
No, it's totally fine. Yeah, thank you for
Yeah, I
presenting
agree
with.
with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I agree with you because if someone has good intonation, it get more interesting. Especially the Donald Trump, Obama, they use the best intonation to get the attention of the audience. It is also very important.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Thank you for your compliment. Yeah, you for A, and then thank you for your comment. Yeah, 99.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. That's all from me now, sir.
Okay. So I highlight the other teachers can grasp the idea of the sentence stress because I didn't hear any other words or feedback. So let me move on. Another thing I wanted to let you know something about day 6. So classroom role play, I skipped this part because I want to make this happen. This one happen on day 6. Today is day 3. On day 6, when you look at the schedule, you will see like this. Okay, 27th December 2025, Saturday. So it says here integrated teaching practice. Full classroom English, use natural teacher talk and micro teaching peer feedback. So we won't give you feedback, but we will learn from you. Teachers apply English in real classroom situations. So mostly it will be about classroom language. So on day 6, one teacher from each school. So on day 6, we will have a micro teaching session. From each school, one teacher will be asked to do a short teaching demonstration. And so about the time, the teaching time will be only 5 to 7 minutes. Not very long. Not a very long one. And the focus, please know that this is not an exam. It is just a practice session to help you use classroom English confidently. Because when we think about the classroom language, so far it's been 3 days. It's not that much difficult. Whether you're teaching math or science or the other subjects, it doesn't matter. It's just like we are using like median language. We are using English to give some instructions and to greet our student. That's it, not more than that. So we don't even need to speak a lot, right? So it's easy. It's just a practice session to help teachers use classroom language confidently. You don't need to worry about anything. There's no judge. And what to prepare, you can teach any simple lesson or activity. For example, in your micro teaching session, it will be like this. You can include greetings, giving commands, and classroom instructions. It can also include asking questions using a polite tone. Please teach as if students are in front of you. The other teachers, including me, so we will be your students. So we won't have a lot of time. We only have 1.5 hours, so we will have about 6 to 8 schools. I think like we will have about 6 schools. So if one teacher takes 5 minutes, so it will take up 30 minutes, half an hour. So that will be on Saturday. Only one teacher from each school. So tomorrow I will ask who would that volunteer teacher will be from each school. Right. So that will be on Saturday. The goal is not perfection. No one is perfect. The goal is to try, practice, and learn from each other. That is the main goal. So no one will be criticizing one teacher over another. So I encourage not to be afraid. We are here to support, not to criticize, and we will remind you again, I will remind you again before day 6. Today is day 3, and you can prepare slowly because you have 2 more days, tomorrow and Friday.